Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing good today. I know some of you are in the middle of having no power. You're on your phone. Some of you are a lot of snow, a lot of cold. We've got Gary Prado with us from Vitalis. So if you're joining us on a recording, thank you. If you're watching live, thank you. But Gary's a longtime friend, and I'm very happy that we jumped on to work with him because the VAs he's gotten us, the virtual staff that he's gotten us, have all performed way better than I thought. And I've got to give him specifically credit because he does such a good job because of his culture. And I don't know that Gary, you always show up the same, man. You're like you have principles and values, and it shows in the way you build your business. So thank you.
Well, I mean, that's kind of you to say. I mean, without leadership and culture, you have nothing because everything trickles down, Tristan. So if you lead and with respect and your culture is great, then everything is going to go down below you, and everybody's gonna be the same way that you are. So yeah, I mean, thank you for that compliment. But we work hard at our systems and processes, and we're going to talk about that today. Yeah, well, thank you. It's a good compliment to have.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm excited to see what you've got because you guys are always bringing in new VAs or virtual staff to do other things that I hadn't thought of. But part of that relies on systems and processes. So, where do you want to start with that?
Well, let me share my screen. I just did a presentation here on this, so let me just get that up.
Once you have it up, I'll share it.
Yeah. Let me get it. I have too many screens up, so there it is. Okay. All right. So I think you can see it now. Is that correct?
Got you. Pipeline on autopilot.
Yeah. So we consult with a lot of real estate agents on best practices for VAs, and we give away free guides on our website on systems and processes. But we haven't done anything on AI and virtual assistants and how they can work together. We did one a long time ago, but this one is how to generate leads every day. And so this is something I'm really excited about. This one. So what do you think about that idea?
Well, I think it's important because it's our lifeblood, man. Prospecting, bringing in people, relationships. I'm excited to hear what you got on this one.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm not going to go into tons of detail. So if anybody wants a copy of this or our guide, they can just email me, Gary at Vitalis VA, and I'll send the whole thing over. But I can't go into too much detail because of time. But it's Gary at vitalisva.com, and then I'll send everything over. So the first thing we do is, the problem with most agents, and some of this you guys are going to know, is leads aren't the issue. The follow-up and consistency are. And agents are spread thin. We do probably 3 or 4 discovery calls for our VAs a day, and they all tell me the same thing over and over. It's a broken record. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to concentrate on this or that. And the most neglected thing that we see is the CRM. Nobody is working that CRM on a daily basis. So that's why we have that position exclusively. And so, we just identified some things that what you should do and what you shouldn't do and what you should delegate. And our XPs, we call them XPs, not VAs. And so our executive partners are trained to do all this stuff. So what should never be done by an agent anymore? CRM cleanup, lead intake, speed to lead response, follow-up text, emails, calls, appointment confirmation, reminders, database reactivation, old leads, past clients, FSBOs expired, circle prospecting, outreach, and then, of course, TC. If you're an agent, you shouldn't be doing any of this because you can either use AI and a combination of virtual assistants to do all this. So common mistakes, hiring VAs without clear SOPs. Christian, I want to hear what you have to say about that one sentence, hiring without clear SOPs.
Man, I can tell you from experience, and probably you too, you probably have a similar experience. I failed with my virtual staff the very first time because I didn't have those, right? This is how I hired, and unfortunately, this is what I did, right? And I laugh because I'm embarrassed, right? Okay, so 2008 and 9. I'm like, I just finished reading. I think it was 4 Hour Work Week, right? And I'm like, I want a virtual staff. So I hire one and I'm like, do stuff. Like literally, I said, I need you to, my sentence was, I need you to build a process for me on what I do. Okay, just do it. And that was my instructions for them. It was terrible. I fired, I think, 3, and then I'm stubborn. So my 4th one, I realized it was my fault. I was like, oh, I'm the problem. Oh, oh shit. Maybe I need to do something different. And that's when I realized they need a lot of clarity, right? Everyone needs clarity. And the better you can instruct them, guide them, communicate with them, show them, the better output they're going to give because they understand what they need to do. Or else this isn't going to work. In fact, if you don't have it, don't do it. That's my
Right.
experience.
You know, it's funny you say that. We turned down a client last week on the position because their systems and processes were so screwed up. And and we said, listen, we're not going to take you as a client until you fix these. And we turned them down, Christian, because it was a cluster and everything was everywhere. Nobody was doing anything. And so we backed up and took a step and started talking to them about their systems and processes. But we turned down the VA position or the XP position because of exactly what you said. It's crazy.
It makes a big difference. I think this is why I also love you guys, because when I brought you guys on to do the things that you're doing for me, I did have SOPs, but mine weren't as good as yours. And I've been doing this for a long time. So it was nice to have you in place because I felt like I got higher quality people that understood what they needed to do. And that was a big, big thing for me.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for that. But I'll continue on this. And no daily KPIs. If you don't know what a KPI is, key performance indicator, expecting instant results. Listen, it's not going to be perfect out of the gate. So that's a big thing that people want is they want perfection right out of the gate. It's not going to happen. No employee is perfect out of the gate. No training VAs on real estate language, not integrating AI into the workflows. So those are a couple things that we see. Now, here's how you can use a VA and AI combo that changes everything. How AI makes VAs 3 times more productive. And so AI plus VAs on AI is like steroid on VAs. And so this is what we suggest. AI writes scripts for you, follow-up tasks, email drips, cold call openers, AI summary, CRM notes, et cetera. And then use AI for listing descriptions, social captions, market updates, objection handling. And then use Chat GPT for listing prep, AI tools for lead qualification summaries, conversation and personalization, reviving cold databases, and an AI plus a CRM equals a digital ISA. So these are things that you should be doing with an AI/VA combo. So some things that we found, this is a 5-part pipeline machine. And the number one lead source, I hate, whatever your lead source is, You can use that for I don't like Zillow, I don't like Realtor, but it's there. PP, some people use them. PPC, Facebook
Mhm.
open houses, and SOI. Those are the lead sources. Also, the calls, text, and emails within minutes. Speed to lead is crucial. You're not going to be able to do that. You need to have a VA do that. AI-driven follow-up, smart scripts, drips, campaigns, daily VA activity, 2 to 4 hours a day of outbound and follow-up. That is your VA task list. And then, of course, agent focus is for appointments, negotiations, and closings. That's what you should be focusing on, not all of this other stuff. So here is a couple things, KPIs that actually matter. If you're not monitoring this for your VA or have your VA doing this, you need to have this information sent over to you. Contacts made. How many contacts were made in a day, a week? How many conversations? Because got to have conversations. Just because you made contact doesn't mean it's a conversation. Appointments set, follow-up attempts, response time. What is your response time? Is it 5 minutes? Is it a day? What is your response time? Appointments held, pipeline value, cost per appointment, and conversion rate. So those are some key KPIs that our XPs are trained to help with. And so that's what we suggest. And of course, a result for those are 10 to 15 appointments per month at no additional ad spend. That's just your VA and AI working. And so if you want to get better, you have to have, your call to action is free pipeline audit. So come to us, we'll audit your systems and processes and see what's wrong. What we see, Tristan, is it's a big funnel, and these agents, some agents have a hard time identifying leaks in the funnel. And so we can identify those leaks and find out. And if you can imagine, Christian, if you have a funnel and you've got a little trickle, and you might not think it's a big deal, that little trickle in your leak is your leak. And it could be response time. It could be a follow-up. It could be CRM campaigns aren't set up. Maybe it's your AI responder on your, if you're using Follow-Up Boss or whatever. Maybe it's not. These little leaks add up to a big leak. And so if you want to, you can come to our website, book a discovery call, and we'll go through our checklist, and we'll book a 30-minute strategy call. And then, of course, you can, decide if it's something that you wish to do. So anyway, that was something that we wanted to show that, and let me get back to the screen. There we go. Let me edit that and stop sharing. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm back. And so, that's something that, we suggest. If you come to Vitalis Outsourcing, we have positions like social media manager, systems and processes. But if you're not using AI, Tristan, along with your VAs, you are not optimizing your VAs. That's our opinion, and that's what we see.
All right, I have a question on the AI piece. How are you training your VAs to use AI?
Yeah, so Jem is our marketing manager for our companies, and so she's a AI pro. She does all of the training for our XPs, and all of our XPs have to go through training on a weekly basis. And so some XPs are going to be strong in certain areas on AI. Some aren't going to be as strong. And so that's what we do. We manage and train XPs and make sure they're trained to learn how to do more things. So Jem in our company handles all the training. We have a training program. Matter of fact, I need to send it over to you. We have a training. Yeah, I'll send it over to you after the end of the webinar. But we have a full training program that they go through, and then we have test taking after that to make sure that they know all the new AI technologies and things like that. So that's what we do in our company, and Jem handles that part for the training.
Got it. Okay, Catherine's got a great question. Do the VAs work in a state do any of your VAs work in a state that doesn't allow phone calls or text or prospect for those who haven't given permission to be contacted by you?
So do they work in a state that, clarify that? What did she say again, Tristan?
I put up the question there.
Yeah. Do the VAs work in a state that does not allow phone calls and text to prospect in? Well, if you have to let us know what state you're in, and you have to let us know if those are the laws. I don't really know what the laws are for every individual state. So, I suggest just having a phone call. We can talk about, those scenarios. If you're looking, we call that our outreach package, by the way. So if they're engaging FSBOs, expired, circle prospecting, then we want to make sure that we're not breaking any laws. And so that's just a conversation we need to have. I just don't know the laws right now for every state. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and I'll answer it a little bit. I know my screen's a little bit slow, so sorry about that. But here's how I'll answer that one. We have an XP. Is that what you call them, Gary?
Yeah.
We have an XP that we got from Gary. Her name is Zyra. And her job is to call, contact, engage with all of our database, just our database, those people that have given us permission to reach out and connect with them. She sets, on average, 6 appointments a week from our database, a week. These are people who want to talk to us about either purchasing or putting their home on the market. And when you listen to Zyra on the phone, she is insanely great. So she's probably one of my favorites. And that I got from you.
Well, Richard, I have to talk to you about this, because the guy from Egypt, did you interview him?
I did. I liked him a lot.
We're hiring him.
Oh, I was going to say, great experience, great talk track, great motivation, good energy. The problem is I wasn't looking for somebody to be on the sales side. I was looking for something different. But if I was, he was great.
Awesome. He is awesome. I think he's still available. We haven't trained him, or we haven't onboarded him yet. If you guys are looking for a great ISA, he was fabulous. I mean,
he had a great attitude. That's what I liked about him, man.
Great attitude, humble, just a hard worker, great guy. I can't say, I have to find a position for people like that. If you are talented, you will have a position in our company.
Yeah, makes sense. Carol's asking, it would seem that the XPs only contact leads or people who we provide them, and the list should be cross-examined to remove DNC. I agree. Listen, you don't want to get sued. You don't want to get into problems. If you're going to have them call expireds for sale by owners, and it's something that's available in your state and you're allowed to do that, then just stick to the rules. Like, just call people that are on the list to call, not the ones who have opted out, right? And then when you combine the way that they can reach out to them, like, they should be doing a lot more than just calling. If you have the systems to text as well, text. If you have a system to email them as well, email them. But the way that you train, on top of everything that Gary's team is training them, train them to offer value and what value looks like for your company, right? That's key.
And by the way, Tristan, for our outreach package, we're averaging about 4 listing appointments per week. That's what we're averaging. That's cold outreach. Now, that's engaging with FSBOs, expireds, circle prospecting. So about four appointments per week.
I love that, man. Well, we're beating you. We've got 6 appointments per week. Okay, I'm just telling you. But I'm not competing, Gary. I'm not competing.
That's because you're taking all my best employees.
I am. Let me tell you. Holy cow, dude. Very happy. I love Zyra.
Yeah.
She's one of our favorites. All right. So when we're looking at AI, if we want to do this on our own and we want to train just, let's say, our staff or even just ourselves, where would you recommend we start with our staff? If we're like, Gary, I'm not ready for getting an XP with you, but I'd like to train my staff with AI, what would that look like?
Yeah, well, you're talking about, you're not talking about VAs or current VAs maybe, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but let's say it's my staff away from your staff because I'm not. Let's say I'm not ready to hire one. How would I train the ones I have?
I got you. So we like certain, and I know you have your, we found a new AI tool today. I have to share it with you. Um, but we're really love, and you know, you're big into this, certain AI platforms for certain things. And
Okay.
so we found this new AI platform that not only you connect all of your like your CRM and all of your tools, and when you talk it, it sets it up automatically. So it integrates everything that you're talking about, and you can initiate what you're talking about. We're doing the initial research on it right now. It looks really cool. I'll send it to you after this. But what we do is, you know, we have several people on our team that, you know, are always looking for these new AI platforms that can help real estate agents. And whatever that is, whether you're using Claude or Chat GPT or whatever it is, and we have a best practices guide that you can follow for certain scenarios. So content writing, of course, Claude, you know, systems and processes for research. Chat GPT is great. This new product is really, really cool. You know, there's like real estate content AI for real estate content, but there's lots of platforms that we document, and we search for these new platforms. And then what we do is we have guides. So for each individual platform, we start training that person on how to use it. So give examples, an SOP that they can follow. So you have to document everything first and foremost. So document everything that you're training that you want them to do. You can do that via Loom, which we use internally. We also use another SOP tool. I can't remember the name of it, but document everything. Trainable. Sorry, it was trainable. Document all of your SOPs along with those platforms, and then give them actionable items to start doing and using AI. So that's what I suggest is follow a procedure like that. Christian, it is all about systems and processes. You know that. Systems and processes are everything from training to CRMs to outreach. It's all about systems and processes. If you don't have those, that's just a leak in your funnel.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've got a question for you here below. Carol, if you want to read it here. Is the ISA only phoning to set appointments or to follow up on leads? They either wanted to buy or sell or invest. But what's your answer to that?
Well, for our outreach plan, they work off of um, for example, we have one today. The guy signed up. His name is Anthony. He wants outreach, and that's what we call that. That's our outreach package. But he wants somebody to call off of his CRM, and so it can be anything. Of course, cold outreach is more difficult. If you're trying to engage FSBOs, expireds, you know, old expireds, circle prospecting, that's going to be a little more difficult. But if you have a CRM with leads in it and they just haven't been touched, then yes, that's the best place to start. Those are warmer leads. Those people have raised their hand. They filled out a form somewhere. They know you, and or you paid for PPC or Meta ads. But yeah, I mean that's easily doable. Engaging those people in your database, SOI. And then, of course, the next level is, the FSBOs and expireds, which aren't as easy. So I hope I answered that question.
You did. You did. I just want to quickly share my screen. So this is vitalisva.com. So you can take a look. This is where you can go and take a look at what Gary and his team have to offer. And just scroll through it, ask questions. And if you want to then move forward, you could just book a call right there or start there. Gary, where would you say they start if they're going here and they have questions?
Well, the big thing is, Tristan, book a call, take a step. If you expect different things in 2026, then you can't keep doing the same thing. And, we have real estate agents that book calls with us, and then they get busy and we follow up with them. But book the call. I'll give you an example. Anthony wasn't that interested. He signed up, I think, over the weekend. He wasn't that interested, but when we showed him what we could do and help with his systems and processes, he got incredibly excited. So book a call, go to the call, be on the call. And then if you don't find it value, which I don't think you will, but if you don't find the value there, then at least you can go away knowing the direction that you should be in. With just book the call is the first thing. You will have value, whether it's an SMM, social media manager. That position is incredibly popular position with us. We've had some rock stars come through with some large brokerages that are just crazy good SMMs. And so, you never know how we can help you. Book a call, and then when the call comes, be on the call no matter what. And so that's my advice, Tristan.
Good advice, Gary. I love it. That's the website, everybody, vitalisva.com. Gary, thanks for always providing value. We appreciate you, man.